The drama began in SKG Tier 1 before racing even got underway. The transfer market's opening up and plenty of drivers moving around. The big headline news though, championship leader AMS Josh signs for McLaren. He leaves the Scuderia, who also drop his former teammate Ramazan Chapkun, signing Lufu in his place and hiring Swifty as a reserve. At McLaren, Timon was dropped so Josh could join, and Sauber signed 2 full-time drivers in Esko Kalevi and Heighton Cash. As for the circuit itself for round 9 of the season, it really needs no introduction. Silverstone, the home of British motorsport, an iconic venue. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome back to SKG Tier 1. It is round 9 of the season. We're really starting to ramp things up towards this season finale. And we're here in what is a nice and sunny Silverstone circuit. Alongside me in the commentary box tonight is Oliver Lois. Oliver, well, Ollie, it is good to have you here. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm very well. Thank you very much for the introduction. Good to be here on SKG. Nice full grid we have.
Ollie is absolutely correct. A full grid of 20 drivers taking on Silverstone here today. 17 of them setting times in what was the closest qualifying session of the season. Just 0.646 of a second separating Adrian in 17th and our pole sitter. The two Mercedes line up alongside each other on row 8, Talha now leading 6-0 in the qualifying head-to-head there, with Swifty qualifying P14 for a third appearance in a row. Heighton Cash makes his debut from 12th, just 5 thousandths of a second behind Rob Jacobs, and just 8 thousandths separate Esko Kalevi and Marius Anderson, who's the last of 7 drivers in the 26 ones. It's not the start Josh would have wanted at McLaren as he lines up down in P8. Meanwhile, Lufu starts 6th on his Ferrari debut, his best qualifying of the season. Bran and Kubi sets identical lap times, but it's the McLaren on row 2, alongside Panos, who gets his best qualifying since the season 9 finale. And at the front, just 7 thousandths separated them, but Lewis beats Catsbear to pole. So we go to 5 red lights at Silverstone. And it is lights out, and we are underway. We are racing as Lewis immediately comes over to cover off Catsby and Jacek into turn 1. The Alpine leads as we go through Abbey. Does everyone make it through the corner? It looks that way. Not too many places being gained at the front, but there is definite movement further back as there's a spin. That is Talha in the Mercedes facing the wrong way. Takubi has also gone to the back of the field.
Oh, no.
And that is a horrible, horrible start for the McLaren, all the way down in P19. No damage, or visible damage at least, but lots of positions lost there as into turn 3 we go. Contact between Panos Veros and Catsby and Jacek. Bran forcing his way down the inside as well, up into P3 for the Red Bull. Fantastic start from him. Tony Hietler is P8 from the back of the grid. The Haas of Tony in his Tier 1 debut has spun Panos. And it actually seems that Tony was the innocent party in that, as it's contact from Joe into the rear of Panos that causes the collision. Now the Haas might be coming under pressure from Marius Anderson as we ride on board.
Gonna go for the lead.
Catsper down the inside of Lewis Jones, makes it stick with the DRS. Nice and simple. It's worth also noting, Swifty has also been into the pit lane, so those that pit on the opening lap all going for the hard tyres.
Tony goes up the inside of Esko Kalevi, trying to get P4 now from the back of the field, as he does with the DRS.
Catsby and Jacek has gone behind Lewis Jones in their battle for the lead. Esko Kalevi, we've had a brief think about to move down the inside of Cops, as there's a big slide for Marius Anderson. How has he held on to that one through Cops? He keeps his car in a straight line down to P7 for the RB.
Would have been an almighty collision as Tony for the lead at the end of lap 6 from the back of the grid.
Yeah,
I mean,
Tony,
that's incredible.
Yeah, incredible. We know it's a close grid, and you know, if you avoid the incidents at the start, you will get yourself towards the front, but still from the back of the grid to P1 as Marius Anderson goes off into the gravel through the final corner. Big snap of oversteer there.
Always Tony mounts the curb there at turn 3. That's going to leave him very, very vulnerable going down the Wellington Straight.
Yeah, we got
Especially
fantastic.
with... Oh, he's going to get it done already.
Yeah, we got a fantastic
There it
battle
goes.
as well in the background going on between Marius Anderson and Rob Jacobs, fighting through the loop, and Marius comes out on top in the RB, making up places once
Tony.
again as Tony down the inside. Can he make that one stick? Not this time around. The Haas down to P2. It's that game glitch he's got there. That's very unfortunate for the Kick Sauber. He's left the session and it's retired him for being disconnected from the session.
Oh,
so unfortunate there is out at the front as Berber comes into the pits, as does the Alpine of, I believe,
we got side by side for the front 4, going 2 by 2. Oh.
2 by 2, well, 2 by 2 by 2 for a second there as Heitenkarsh and Lufu also battling for position, but Tony and Lewis Jones are still side by side here. Bran has absolutely sent it down the inside. Tony gets tapped by Lewis Jones. A little bit of rear wheel to front wheel contact between the two of them
Lufu
there. But
up the inside of Casper now. Oh, Marius Anderson up the inside.
Marius sends it down the inside of Lufu, and Lufu has to run a little bit wide on the exit there. But Marius doing well into the pits. Comes Tony Hettler.
As he's actually going to go for the lead here.
Yeah, there's a late pull-out as Lewis tries to cover the inside, but it's not going to be enough. Brand sweeps around the outside, takes the race lead, the reserve in the Red Bull. So the Ferrari pulls into the pits, straps on a fresh set of tyres, and he will now come out. And what will be the gap between him and Tony and Berber, who are in their own little battle at the moment? If you keep an eye on the camera behind, there they are coming out the final corner. And they are going to be miles ahead of the Ferrari as Tony sets the fastest lap of the race as well.
So he will be our net race leader, but by how many seconds, that will be the question.
Yeah, here comes Lewis Jones down the inside of Bran, and Catsby and Jacek says, if you're going to leave the door open, I'm going to go through as well. Up in second
we got
place
a yellow.
Goes the Aston Martin yellow flag further back. I believe that's Talha having a moment through Maggots and Beckett's as we have a couple of drivers into the pits. Marius Anderson and Adrian are in. We have a front 6 at the moment with, well, front 7 with Sausage Joe in there. Takubi fighting hard to work his way back into this race, and is now all over the back of Heitenkarsh. As at the front, Catsby and Jacek goes down the inside, and there goes Takubi in the background as well, down the inside of Heitenkarsh, and gets himself up into P5 now. Oh, Wandy's forced over the inside curb there, trying to battle with Bran, and that's going to allow Takubi to take full advantage as he swoops around the outside.
It's the back of Bran there.
Yeah, and we've got some drivers bailing into the pits there.
Oh,
four of
side
them.
by side.
Yeah, four of them deciding to go in. Wandy speeds into the pit lane.
Oh, Lewis! Oh, that's not what he needs. Not what he needs at all.
As our front 2 was struggling through Maggots and Beckett's to try and get past Panos Veras, who is yet to pit. The last driver to make a pit stop. I expect he'll probably come in this lap. No, he doesn't. So maybe playing the safety car game here a bit. The RB, as there's a crash. Further back, Lewis Jones is out.
Up to VSC.
At the front, you've got the front 2 of Tony Hettler and Berber battling over the lead, and Berber is going to go down the inside before Brooklands and get the Williams back into P1. Behind him, just a second and a half back, is Panos Veras on 17 lap-old mediums. He's really
and he goes
pushing it. Oh, he does. Panos off in the background there. We saw him running wide, and that, yeah, I think those mediums might be toast at this point. He tried to play the safety car game, and he could have had the VSC, but it came out at the exact wrong time for the RB. Dear God, Ethan has joined us in the commentary box.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, hopefully he can get that car back to the pits, and I would expect that to be the end of his race. As Takubi down the inside of Lufu, will that turn to the outside as we go through the final couple of corners? Takubi on the fresh soft tyres, round the outside of the Ferrari. It's a lovely job, but Lufu is still there, and Takubi's almost being pushed by the Haas in the background. There's contact between the two of them. Lufu loses a place there. AMS Josh led by 45 points coming into this round as we see Berber go for the race lead and get that move done. In the background, Katzber and Takubi both get past Marius Anderson, and now they will charge after our race leaders. But yeah, Katzber second in the championship, 45 points behind Josh, who is not scoring points today. This could be a big swing back in the favour of the Aston Martins to get themselves back into this championship battle. Yeah, that's lucky for the McLaren. I feel like he almost needs to just save a bit of battery for a lap or two, hold on to that third place, and then attack in the final few laps.
Has broken his whole wing off. Takubi just pushing that Williams through the corners. So scary.
Yeah, you can be right on board with the McLaren. Now he's thinking of the move through Beckett. So he has to back out of it at the last second. The McLaren was very close. Kashper looking to take advantage of the McLaren being offline. Is he close enough though? Not this time around. He stays behind. He gets good speed out of the corner. This is the closest the McLaren has been so far, and he's going to pull to the inside immediately on Berber here. He squeezes him back to the left-hand side. This contact as Berber tries to pull out of the slipstream of Tony, who was giving the Williams the toe down the straight, and definite contact there. That was an interesting one, but Takubi's going to go for the inside line. He gets squeezed to the inside, but Takubi forces his way through this spin.
That's
Lap 26 out of 26 here at Silverstone. Tony goes defensive. Katzber and Jacek goes all the way around the outside in the Aston Martin.
Yeah.
The Polish driver takes the lead, and this is huge in the championship with AMS Josh still down in 11th place at the moment. He's been the man under pressure recently, with Josh scoring high in the championship. There's cars off in the background, but Katzber and Jacek won't care. Through the final corner comes the Aston Martin. He crosses the line. He wins again this season, and he closes the gap in the championship. Marius Anderson across the line in second. Tony in third. But will stewards have anything to say about the battles on track here today?
Oh, wow.
It's a statement of intent and a crucial victory for Katzber and Jacek, who makes a huge dent in Josh's championship lead. Alongside him on the podium, Marius Anderson for the second time this season, and Tony Hietler on debut. Luffu impresses on his first start for Ferrari with his fourth top 5 finish in the last 5 races, and Adrian gets his best result since the penultimate round of Season 7. And it's a nightmare start to life in Papaya for Josh, as he only picked up a single point. The two Mercedes narrowly miss out on points once again, and it's a first time outside the top 10 for Panos this season, and some championship big hitters amongst your 6 DNFs, including Wandy, Lewis Jones and Top. And with a perfect score this round, Katzber more than halves Josh's lead in the championship standings, whilst Berber fails to capitalise on Wandy and Panos not scoring, the Finnish driver remaining in 5th. Marius jumps up into the top 8 at the expense of Mikash, who drops to 10th. Tony is straight in at 15th. As for the Constructors' standings, Ferrari move ahead of Williams by a single point, and Marius's podium brings Racing Bulls firmly into the fight for second. Haas overtake Alpine, with Sauber finally moving off the foot of the table. And finally, in the overall standings, Aston Martin extend their lead to 20 points over McLaren, with RB and Ferrari swapping places, but both entering the 300s. Contrary to Tier 1, Mercedes sit in mid-table, and Alpine are a lonely P9. And with Katzber becoming the second driver to win multiple races this season, we head to round 10, which will be a track vote. Make sure you follow us on all our social media and on Twitch, and subscribe right here on YouTube for all the action.